Hi, welcome to the Yale University Art Gallery in New Haven, Connecticut. Come on in and have a seat. This is Stories in Art. Please feel free to pause the video whenever you'd like to get a closer look at the artwork. Enjoy!
Hi, my name is Martha, and I'm a gallery teacher at the Yale University Art Gallery. The story I'm telling today is based on a Japanese folktale about what happens when people work together to solve problems. As I tell the story, we'll look at this small sculpture. It's a small carved piece of ivory about 6 inches tall. This sculpture was made by a Japanese artist named Ikkosai Toun in the early 19th century. Take a close look. What do you notice? I notice a man with long legs who has a man with short legs and long arms on his back. I also notice a small octopus with a very surprised look on its face. The man with long arms is holding the octopus and a basket. I wonder why. Keep looking as I tell the story. Today's story is about two men, Ashinaga and Tenaga. Ashinaga and Tenaga were from two different countries that were right next to each other, called Long Leg Country and Long Arm Country. Tenaga was from Long Arm Country, where everyone had long arms. Tenaga's arms were so long, he could pick a plum from the highest branch of the tree without even stretching. Or if he was sitting in his chair on one side of the room, and he needed a book from the other side of the room, he didn't even have to get up. He would just reach out his arm and grab it. Our other character, Ashinaga, lived in Long Leg Country, where everyone had long legs. Ashinaga's legs were so long, he could cross the street in one step. He could run very fast, and he could wade out deep into the ocean without even getting his shirt wet. Long Arm Country was right next to Long Leg Country, but people from each side of the border never crossed over, so they never met each other. The one exception was the fishermen, who sometimes saw each other when they went into the ocean to catch fish. Ashinaga and Tenaga were both fishermen, and they often saw each other out in the distance while they were out fishing, but they never talked to each other. One day, when both men were out fishing not too far from each other, the wind picked up. The water was so choppy, all of the fish went out farther than usual from the shore. In Long Arm Country, Tenaga stood on the shore and reached as far as he could, but he couldn't quite reach any fish. And across the border in Long Leg Country, Ashinaga waded out as deep as possible, but he couldn't reach his arms deep enough to catch anything. Both men felt so frustrated that they couldn't catch any fish. They both sighed and then looked across the border at each other. "Hey," yelled Ashinaga as he started walking toward Tenaga. "Are you catching anything today?" "No," called Tenaga as he also started to walk closer. "It's too windy and I can't get out to where the fish are." "That's weird," said Ashinaga. "I have the opposite problem. I can get out there on my long legs, but I can't reach my arms deep enough to catch any fish. I'm Ashinaga, by the way. What's your name?" "I'm Tenaga." "Wow, if only I had long legs like yours, I could get away from the shore and catch some fish for dinner." Both men stopped to think about their problem. If Ashinaga had really long legs, and Tenaga had really long arms, could they work together to catch the fish? Finally, Tenaga had an idea. "I've got it! Why don't we wade out together? With your long legs, you can carry me out to the deep water, and with my long arms, I can catch the fish at the bottom. At the end of the day, we can split our catch, and I bet we'll both have enough food for dinner." "I don't know if that'll work, but I'm willing to try," said Ashinaga. He lifted Tenaga onto his back, and together they waded out into the water. Soon they had filled a whole basket with enough fish for both of them. "I've never caught so many fish this quickly," exclaimed Tenaga. "If it's still windy tomorrow, would you like to work together again?" Sure, said Ashinaga. I've never had such a successful day either. I think we might be a great team. Sure enough, Ashinaga and Tenaga were a great team. They had found a way to work together, and it was so successful that they never went back to fishing alone. Soon, their teamwork became so famous that other long-legged and long-armed people also started working together. When they teamed up, they could go farther and reach deeper than they ever could by themselves. Ashinaga and Tenaga kept fishing together and became good friends. One day, as they followed their usual routine, Ashinaga waded out into the water, and Tenaga reached down as usual. "What's this?" exclaimed Tenaga. "It doesn't feel like a fish." And sure enough, what he pulled out of the water was not a fish. It was an octopus with big eyes and a very surprised look on its face. "We're fishing for food," said Ashinaga. "Can we eat an octopus?" "No way," said Tenaga. "He's just like us. He has long arms and long legs." "You're right," said Ashinaga. "And he's so friendly. Look how he's holding on to my leg." From then on, Ashinaga, Tenaga, and their octopus were an inseparable trio. Every day that the two men went fishing, they were joined by their eight-legged friend. The end. When we look at this sculpture, we can't see any water or background. What do you think it looks like when Ashinaga and Tenaga catch a fish? Use a pencil and paper and draw what you imagine the setting looks like. We hope you have fun.
Thank you for joining us for Stories in Art at the Yale University Art Gallery. We hope you enjoyed listening and looking with our storytellers.